Welcome back. Today in our Sunday Spotlight, Connecticut Foodshare. The organization got a new name this year when Foodshare and the Connecticut Food Bank merged into one entity. Late last week, the Turkey in a 30 effort launched. President and CEO Jason Jakubowski is here to tell us about the need this holiday season. Thank you for being with us, Jason.
Absolutely, Eric. Thanks for having me.
This is the time of year, I've joked with you before, I go through my Twitter feed and every other picture, it's like magic because you're in so many different locations at once posing for pictures. But this is the big drive. Tell us about this year's Turkey in a 30.
We're excited. I mean, this is the first time we've ever done this as a statewide campaign. I mean, Connecticut Foodshare and Food Bank merged about 9 months ago. And the numbers are big. I mean, they're bigger than what we're used to from only dealing with a subset of the state. We announced, like you said last week, 51,291 turkeys. That's how many we're going to need to not only bring in, but also to distribute to folks across the state of Connecticut. So we're hopeful that people are as generous as they typically are. We will be with Scott. He'll be dressed up like a turkey at the Jack Bannon Turkey Trot again this year on the 17th. So we're ready to roll.
I know we have some video.
Oh, there he is. Oh, there we are. I remember that when that's.
I don't know if I've said this on TV before, but our wives are related, so I know some of your family members, and I know that this is very proud, and no one ever gives you trouble for how you have to push him around in the turkey suit.
No one ever gives me trouble. I mean, I have 5 teenagers at home, and it's somewhat problematic that they usually roll their eyes. So it's interesting. But Scott's great, and we're hoping that the weather is good that morning because it's an early day. We always invite you out, Eric. I mean, anytime you want to come put the turkey
I just don't fit in the turkey
I know
suit.
That's true. That's true.
You mentioned it in talking about the merger, but you have that statewide look. So we've done things like the Farmington Valley with the Jack Bannon Turkey Trot, but now you do have that bigger scope. Does that change this year's campaign?
Absolutely. I mean, it gives us more of an area. First of all, it increases the need. I mean, that first and foremost is that we're raising enough turkeys for the entire state of Connecticut, all 169 towns. But secondly, it also gives us more room to play in terms of being able to raise those turkeys. So we'll be outside of a couple of stores down in Milford, over in Cromwell. We've got the annual Stuff-A-Bus event down in Hamden. So we're kind of taking the best of both worlds, and that's really what this merger has been, is kind of like taking the best of both worlds, putting them together and doing what we can for the state of Connecticut.
A big announcement that came out just in the last about 10 days was that these drive-through sites, we saw so much video, the site at Rensselaer Field, some of the other places, that you were putting a cap on that. Why was that decision made, and how did you come to that?
Yeah, it wasn't easy, but we did what we've done. Those started as like a 2-week distribution, and it ended up lasting for 18 months. They weren't the easiest distributions in the world. They required a lot of volunteers, so we explored every month on whether or not it was necessary to keep them going or not. What we finally saw towards the end of October is that the numbers were coming down. We were starting to see them level off well below 1,000 per distribution, which was great. But you also had a couple other factors. You had the fact that many local municipalities were easing up on the mask mandate, and you had the fact that the state of Connecticut had the largest vaccination rate and also a vast job market. We put all those things together, and we decided that it was finally time to shut down those 8 emergency sites. The good news for people, though, is that we've never stopped our normal operations. There are still 700 options for people across the state of Connecticut.
Obviously a big deal. We keep talking about the merger, but I looked at some of the numbers. $110 million budget, 115 employees, 40 million meals. I mean, this is a humongous undertaking. What do you want people to know about the need? Because I think, and we try to talk about it, I know Scott does every year doing the turkey drive. Here we are in Connecticut, a pretty well-off state in the scheme of things, and yet the food insecurity, which is the technical term, is a big deal.
Absolutely. The fact that we're sitting here in the year 2021 in the richest state in the union, and there's still 480,000 people who are food insecure, it's heartbreaking, but it's also unacceptable. And I think that's why we have all collectively, not just those of us at Connecticut Foodshare, but our volunteers, our donors, corporations, government entities, our media partners, band together every single year in order to do what we can. We find that unacceptable, that in a state like Connecticut. There is definitely a perception when you go outside of Connecticut that, oh, there's no problem with poverty anywhere. But I will tell you, We now cover the entire state of Connecticut. There is at least one family that we serve in each of the 169 towns. That goes from Bridgeport, the largest municipality, all the way down to Union, the smallest municipality. There's somebody everywhere that deals with poverty.
And tell us what this means when you talk to the recipients. I mean, food insecurity is such a technical term, but I mean, these are kids going to school hungry.
Absolutely.
These are people going to work at their jobs who can't bring a lunch, right?
Yep.
I mean, this is a big deal, and that's the foundation that starts everybody's day.
Exactly, and I think that what we saw, especially during the pandemic, is there's people who never thought they were going to have to be in this situation. They had 5-6 figure a year jobs, they had a college education, they were doing very well, and then the rug gets pulled out from under you. What I always say is you never know when you're going to have to be dealing with food insecurity. You never know when that rug gets pulled out from under you, and that's what we're here for. We are not a way of life; we're a way of helping people in the short term.
We got about 45 seconds left, but I want you to give a pitch for the campaign, and I know one of the big parts of it is the 30, because you can make those dollars go a lot farther than, say, I can.
Yeah, absolutely. It's called the Turkey and 30 campaign. The turkey is so that people can have a good Thanksgiving. The 30 is so that we can continue to do our work throughout the rest of the year. People can go to ctfoodshare.org if they want to find out where they can donate a physical turkey, or they can donate a virtual turkey. Just go online and we'll purchase the turkey for you.
And those dollars, you can take $1 and spread it out how?
Absolutely. We could, for every dollar that's donated to us, we can make it into 2.5 meals for the community.
All right. Jason Jakubowski from Connecticut Foodshare. Pay close attention. You're going to see this man all over the place over the next few weeks. This is the busy season for them. We appreciate you coming on with us.
Thank you, Eric.
All right. And that is CT 21 for this week. CBS Sunday Morning with Jane Pauley is next. Have a great rest of the weekend. We'll meet you back here in Studio A next Sunday morning.
Thanks for watching Channel 3 Eyewitness News. Watch us live wherever you are on our mobile, on our streaming news app. And you can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.